Alright guys, 3930 New Holland Ford, and my steering problem has gotten much worse in the last 2 days of bush hogging. You can see she's just puking it out. And I'm pretty sure that it's right there. You can see it just pouring out around that seal on this thing. And I mean, it will go through a quart in just no time. So we're gonna have to get a rebuild kit for this baby. Alright guys, welcome back. It's Thursday morning. I've spent a good bit of time on the internet looking at stuff, and pretty sure I can get the parts for it. My nearest local New Holland dealer is about 40 miles away though, in Atlanta, so I'm gonna try to get this thing off this morning and go get the parts for it. And I talked to them when they opened, and they said they had one set of seals in stock, but if it's the other type, they didn't. So we got to get this thing off and see if we can figure out which cylinder this is. So I guess the first thing I'm gonna do is lay down this nasty floor, undo these hydraulic lines, and I'm not exactly sure where this thing bolts to on the bottom, but the only arm that's on here is this one, and I believe it's just held on with a nut and a bushing that's on this pin right here, and this pin I'm pretty sure stays in place. So it should be just 2 hydraulic hoses, a couple of mounting bolts, and that nut right here will have it off. If I have any problems, I'll show you what I run into. If not, we'll look at it when I get it off. Alright guys, well, I got the other end disconnected. I'm having a little bit of issues getting it off this little stud here. And one thing I'll caution you about, and take these hydraulic lines loose, if that cylinder moves and there's any fluid in there, it ends up all over you. So don't want to wear nothing you don't care to throw away, because you won't get hydraulic fluid out of your clothes, I guarantee you. I earned this shirt. This is one of my favorite work shirts. But anyway, we got this, and I know it's kind of hard to see with the light, but it's just a bushing that's holding this thing in. And you can see the other one come out no problem. And there's a bushing in the end of it. I got critters crawling around everywhere, but I'm gonna try to move this thing over where I can get my little mallet on here and see if I can't tap it off. See if I can set y'all up without getting the camera messed up. Maybe that's right there will work, hopefully. Pretty easy. That come off a lot easier than I thought it was. So now we're going to clean this thing up good. You see the seal sticking out right here. That's what we got to be replacing. So I'm going to bring it over here and clean me off a spot. I'll probably over here on this parts washer and wipe it down good. See if we can find a name on here. There should be a name stamped into this thing according to that guy I talked to. Apparently they made two different cylinders for this year, for these years. One starts with an O and one's SIM8. Hopefully I got the one with the O, because they ain't got parts for the other one. I don't see nothing. Look at at that. That's what you want to see. Right there. Woo, got a good fan now, boys. Anyway, when you get this snap ring off, this lock ring off, this other piece you got to drive down to access this snap ring in here. So next step will be getting this snap ring off. You can see the ends of it right there. And I think once we get this snap ring out of here, the whole thing will lift up and out. Alright guys, so I got the snap ring off. And I'm thinking now, this whole thing should lift right out of there just like that. I got the nut off. A little piece of aluminum just slides off. That'll be one seal right there. And we got a spacer, solid metal. And we got this piece of aluminum here. Alright guys, got back, got my seal kit. And I took this seal with me and made sure it worked. And I got thinking, it comes with this blue seal right here, and I'm like, I ain't seen where that went, but you know, I think it goes inside this thing. And that might be a pain to get out. So the other seal goes right here in the end. And then you got this O-ring right here. So, I'm thinking it goes inside that. Alright guys, here is the seal that's inside that thing. And you can see it was shot. I tore it up getting it out. It fits in this groove in here. Alright guys, I finally got that in the middle back in, and it was a pain. But if you keep bending it and working it down in the groove, you'll finally get where you can push just a little bit more down and it'll pop right in place. Put this seal in, it pops in place, got the O-ring on, so we're good to go here. Alright, so the next one is going to be this piece. And we just got a hard ring to get out of here. It's almost like a piston ring. And I'm showing another O-ring in here, so I got to figure out where exactly it goes. Alright, so I got the hard ring out, and there's an O-ring up under it. It's got to be replaced also. That's where that O-ring goes. Alright, everything's back together. I did have to stretch this ring a little more than I wanted to, but maybe it'll seal. And we got this up. I know the light it's against the light, so it ain't gonna pick up as good as I want to. Yeah, let's see. Alright. So we're gonna drop this back in. Dock. We'll have to wet this ring a little bit, give it a little bit of oil. This is gonna have to compress. It's not a metal ring, but it's kind of a hard plastic. Really want to compress all that great. Come on, get in the hole. I need a damn ring compressor on this thing. Mash it in, and it wants to pop out on the other end. Come on now. There she goes. Now we got to get this son of a gun down in there. Don't want to hit this onto that, so what we got to do, very carefully, take something, tap on it, hammer, get this out of the way. Now, get this down where I can see it, since I'm about 6 foot, up to 7. We got to continue to push this down. I need to get me a little thing back up here. I got to adjust my camera. So we'll continue to try to tap this down. Try not to hit that seal. So we'll get below the ring. I think we're below the ring. I got me a little piece of copper holding this out of the way, so I got to get it back out, get this ring off of it. And this ring should just hopefully pop in. Alright guys, when I got the O-ring in, the snap ring in, I just popped up on this cylinder. This thing popped up past the snap ring, and now all I gotta do is put this locking ring back on, tighten it down, get this thing back mounted on the tractor. Alright guys, I got her topped up. Actually overfilled it just a little bit. Everything's bolted up. I'm just gonna crank her up and we'll check for leaks. Getting the air out, but I'm probably going to top it up again because that thing holds a lot of fluid in there. It's already sucked it dry. It'll probably take over a quart to fill it up. Let's try her again. Pretty good there. I believe I'll call that a success. Kit was $27, which sure beats the heck out of 300 and something for a new cylinder. And the only problem was getting that one little thing in. You just have to work at it. It is plastic, so it will bend, and there's no spring in it, so you ain't got to worry about tearing it up. But It's kind of a pain to get in that little center part. All right, well, thanks for watching. Please rate, comment, subscribe if you're hunting.